Welcome back to the San Antonio Entertainment Show. I'm James Duerr, your host. And as we said earlier, this is the barbecue day. This is where we're going to be having interviews with different barbecue smokehouses. And we have today Augie Cortez. And Augie, welcome to the show first.
Thank you so much. I humbly appreciate the invite.
Well, I appreciate this. I don't know if our listeners can see this yet, but wow. If you're just listening on the radio right now, you need to make sure you look at this brisket that Augie brought. It's beautiful, and the smell. We're going to have start sending out some scratch cards or something. We're going to have to make up some scratch cards or that we can send out in the mail to people while they're watching this, because the smell of this is amazing. But Augie has 2 restaurants here in town. He's been in barbecue for how long? You started?
A little over 20 years now.
20 years. 20 years of perfecting your skill. We had one of our staff members come in a little earlier, and he said, yep. Once he ate your barbecue, he stopped barbecuing at home because he never could live up to it. So that's quite a compliment.
Yes, sir, that is. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and your restaurants.
Yeah, I've been in the business a little over 20 years now. I started in 1999. I worked at a local insurance company for about 9 years.
Okay.
And before I got married and settled down, I decided to roll the dice and try doing something on my own.
Right.
And that's actually where I met my wife, at my first restaurant. So
okay.
It started off that way, and I burned and messed up enough of them to get it right. And that's kind of how it worked out.
There must have been something about your barbecue that your wife liked.
Right, yeah.
Right. So, well, that's cool. So you have 2 restaurants, and you're saying one of yours has you go to online, you can go to augiesbbq.com or augiesbbq.com. And I see on here on your homepage you have a familiar pig, a big pink pig that's over by the zoo.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That used to be years back a big hamburger right there at that property. So when we purchased it back in 2004, we kind of redid that and turned it into a big giant pink pig.
Right.
His name is Big Bacon.
Big Bacon.
Big Bacon. Is his
Okay.
name, yeah. So we strategically faced him towards the zoo. So as you're coming up St. Mary's, he's staring right at you. So
yeah, so I live right over by the Pearl, so yeah, I see it all the time. Yeah. So that is really cool. So tell us, what is your secret? What makes you different from other barbecue in Texas?
I will tell you this, because we cook anywhere between 25 and 35, 40 briskets every night. Mm-hmm. So I know that the classic way of doing it, maybe at home or with friends and family, is slow and low, overnight or for a very long time, using obviously oak or mesquite locally with what we have around here. But when we cook a whole bunch of them, what we do is we cook kind of in reverse. We cook hot, quick, and then we start the heat pretty high, right? And then we go down back to where we need to be about.
Does that kind of sear the outside?
Yes, that's exactly what we do. So we cook hot, fast, and then we kind of go backwards on it. That's kind of how we do our brisket.
Well, let's look inside this big brisket here.
Yes,
Can you cut that for us, Augie?
I would love to, sir.
And while Augie is cutting that, we'll go to, you can go to their website, go to augiesbbq.com. They have 2 San Antonio locations. You can easily find them on the web. They have catering. They have let's see what their menu is. They have a menu online. So, I like this. So if you're healthy, you can get some lean meat. Can you get lean meat? Do you do lean meat? This looks pretty lean here.
That's right. Our cutters there at the restaurants will ask you permission if you'd like the fatter end or the leaner end of the brisket.
Okay.
So they'll customize every cut however you prefer.
So customize for your liking.
Yes, sir.
And we have some pig pan sides. We have meat by the pound barbecue plates, smoked burgers.
That's right.
And we're not going to eat all of it right now, so you can just show the listeners, the ones that are tuning in. You can go to the San Antonio Entertainment Show.com and you can look at the videos. You can't smell it. I'm sorry. We didn't think about this before, but we should have had some way to, that our listeners or all the thousands of cars going behind us could smell this. But this is wonderful, and let's see about this. You mind if I try?
Not at all, sir. Please, be my pleasure.
Oh, it just falls apart. It's so smoky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's from the intense heat.
That's right. We use mesquite in the mornings, and all night long we'll use oak.
Oh, really?
So mesquite burns a little hotter than oak does.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we like to use
Exactly.
mesquite in the morning to kind of finish off the sausage and the pork ribs and the.
Well, how many other barbecue places do that, you think, in Texas? Kind of do that little.
I'm not sure, but I know that I don't really consider barbecue a competition. I look at it more like a brotherhood. I mean, from the efficiency guy doing it on his patio like he's not supposed to,
Right.
to the guys that cook them all night long, like hundreds of them. It's
And have you ever done the cook-offs?
years past we have.
Yeah,
We've won a couple
I
of good
love
ones.
going to the cook-offs.
Yeah.
Love going to cook. There's such a great family.
Right.
Of people out there cooking and in competitions for the chicken and the brisket and the ribs and everything. And I also like being one of the judges. But that's a hard job.
Right.
I
That's
mean
true, yeah.
there is a lot of work. I mean, you volunteer to be a judge for a cook-off,
Right.
and it's like
Family's
it's
a
not
good-
what you think it is.
Family's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing this, you always got friends and family with you when you're barbecuing. I mean, and when you cook a brisket, it's obviously for more than 5-10 people. I mean, if you're
Right.
going to cook a brisket, that means you're going to have a lot of friends and family come over.
So what size is this? What pound is this?
This here's about a 8 to 10 pound.
Okay.
brisket.
Is that what you kind of look for in
Yes,
terms
sir,
of?
more or less. I
Okay.
personally, the way we do it, I like a little bit more fat on our briskets before we get them seasoned and smoked.
Right.
So that's kind of how we do it. And I know there's a lot of places that have their own special, unique way of making their briskets. Us personally, I like the fat, and I don't trim any fat
Good.
off of
I
it.
always ask for fatty brisket too.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
what
I
do.
always say it keeps the elbows moving and your joints moving. greasy.
And what about spices? What do you use for spices
We have
on your brisket?
a personal dry rub that we make there at the restaurant. We actually have one spice for the entire restaurant. We use that one dry rub for everything.
And
So,
that works with everything.
Everything. That
Oh,
we
wow.
have. We have one spice for the.
And how long did it take you to create that special spice?
It took a good 6-7 years of
Wow.
playing with it and messing around. And we
Well,
always say
I tell you what,
we
it's
want to make
wonderful.
sure that from the grandparents to the babies in the strollers, we're all happy with
yeah, yeah. It's a
we
very
try it.
mild but smoky flavor. It's very very moist. I mean, just as you notice, it just kind of.
Thank you. Yeah.
I wasn't chewing, but maybe two bites and it was gone. It's very nice, very nice. So what else? If they're going to go to your restaurants at Augie's Barbecue, what else should they try in addition to brisket?
I'm very proud of our pulled pork.
Okay.
Our pulled pork is pretty special. We have a unique way of making that also. In South Texas, especially around here, everybody's a barbecue connoisseur. So you have to just make it just right for the everyday guest that comes by. But our pulled pork, we smoke them a little bit different. We cook those really hot also at the beginning and then let them slow down towards the end. But we like to cook them bone in. Okay. So once they're complete, we'll just jiggle that bone out and then smoke them right next to the briskets, actually.
So our producer, can we see everything fine on social media here? Okay, so be sure to go to the SanAntonioEntertainmentShow.com. Be sure to go to our Facebook, the San Antonio Entertainment Show, and take a look at this brisket. And be sure to go down and visit Augie. How often can they see you at the restaurant?
I'm usually there pretty much every morning.
Every morning. Okay.
11 o'clock I'll be at the Broadway store for a little while.
Right.
And then on the weekends, I'll hang out in the park.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for being here, and we'll look forward to having you on later.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the invite, sir. Appreciate
Thanks, Augie.